In this video, we'll dive into the world of functions. Functions are reusable blocks of code that perform a specific task, helping you write organized and easy to understand code. Instead of writing the same code multiple times, you can create a function for that. This makes your code easier to read, manage, and update. The basic syntax for declaring a function in JavaScript is as follows. You type the keyword function, then the function name, parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter 3, and so on. Then open braces, then you type the code, and then you return a result. Now, function is just a keyword that indicates you're declaring a function. Function name is the name you give to the function, so you can change that, like the name you would give to a variable. The list of parameters are optional, meaning you can just have function name, or function name with a single parameter, or function name with 2 parameters, and so on. The parameters represent the input values that the function can accept, and return is a keyword that sends the result of the function back to the caller. The caller is the part of code that uses the function. So right here, we just declare the function, and below, we called it. We'll see how it works in a second. Let's create a simple function that adds 2 numbers and returns the result. So remove this, and let's have function add numbers of a and b, open braces, and let's compute the sum. So const sum equal to a plus b, and then return the result. Return sum. And below, we need to call the function. So const result equal to add numbers of 3 and 5, for example. You can give any values. And then console log result. Run the program using node index.js, and you will see that the result is 8, which is correct. So in this example, we declared the function named add numbers with 2 parameters, a and b. These parameters act as placeholders for the actual numbers that we want to add. So in this case, a is 3 and b is 5. Inside the function, we calculate the sum of a and b and return the result. We then call the function with the numbers 3 and 5, which are called arguments, and then we print the result. You can think of a function as a black box. It receives some inputs, does something inside the black box, and returns the result. In our example, we received 2 inputs, a and b. The function computed the sum of a and b, so a plus b, and returned the result, which was the sum. Functions don't always need to have parameters or a return statement, in which case it's a black box without inputs and without an output. Here's an example of a function that simply prints a greeting message. Function greet, open braces, and then console log hello world. And then we need to call the function using greet. Because it doesn't have any parameters, we can just call it like this. Now let's run the program. And you will see 8 and hello world. So in this example, we created a simple function called greet that doesn't have any parameters or a return statement. We then called the greet function, and it prints hello world to the console. Functions help you write more organized and reusable code. Imagine you have a piece of code that prints all the numbers between 2 values. Instead of repeating the same code every time, you can create a function and call it whenever necessary. So let's see, if you want to print all the numbers between a and b, we have let a equal 1, let b equal 5. And then we can create a for loop for let I equal a, I less than or equal to b, I plus plus, and then console log I. Run the program. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we want to repeat this process, we will need to have a equal 2, a equal 8, for example, and then copy and paste and do it again. Run the program, and it won't work because a is 2 and a is also 8, so let's set b to 8. Run the program. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can see that we repeated ourselves. We had to create the variables, do the for loop, reinitialize the variables, redo the for loop. Using a function, we can do this whole process with ease. So function print numbers between A and B. And now we can create a for loop. So for let I equal A, I less than or equal to B, I plus plus. And console log I. And then to call the function, we can have print numbers between 1 and 5. Let's run this just to see it works. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just copy and paste that and have 2 and 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So we don't have to retype the loop. We just have to call the function multiple times.